I want to welcome you to this multimedia presentation on Pularumpi School on Ratuwati Yinkajarra land, also known as the Tiwi Islands. I want to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. I pay my respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders today. I want to give a special mention to the traditional owners of the land which this is recorded on, known as the Aurora Nation, and secondly, the Nyingma people, where Curtin University is situated, and lastly to the Mantiwupi clan of the Ratuwati Yinkajarra land, where Pularumpi School is located. I want to warn any First Nations people that may be watching this presentation that it may contain images, voices and names of deceased persons, and I would also like to apologise in advance for any mispronunciation of traditional Aboriginal words. The Ratuwati Yinkajarra Islands are located off the Northern Territory coastline and are made up of two islands, the Melville Island and the Bathurst Island, with the majority of the population being of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander descent. I would like to share this video off YouTube of Mantiwupi people performing a traditional Tiwi dance, which is a very common way to communicate memories, stories and entertainment, which also represents and displays a Tiwi's personality and lifestyle. I will forward it to 1 minute in so we can see the dance. The islands have distinct weather patterns throughout the year affecting the native flora and fauna, and of the most part being extremely warm all year round. Being up north close to the Northern Territory obviously means there is no winter and summer, but instead wet, dry and very hot and humid seasons. As shown in the image on the screen, the seasons are as follows. Jamukatari, being December to February, is wet season. Kumunapunari, being March to August and dry season, and thirdly Tiari, being September to November and being extremely hot with high humidity. As previously mentioned, the Mantiwupi clan are the traditional owners of the land, with 8 different land-owning groups spread across both islands. These include Jikaluraru, Malawu, Mantiwupi, Munapwi, Wulirankulu, Wulrankulu and Yimpanari, and all are recognised for their individual arts, carvings and bright textiles. The language spoken on the islands from the elders and older community is considered to be called Old Tiwi or Traditional Tiwi, in which the middle-aged population can understand but cannot speak it fluently. The younger generation speak New Tiwi, which incorporates English and Tiwi words known to us as Aboriginal English or Creole. The following video is called Spook and sung in traditional Tiwi language, which starts off slow and ends with a bang, where the artists are singing quite fast and made to spook the audience in a fun and playful manner. I think it's a great video so we can get the feel of their traditional language.
Papa Chidi. Amato. Papa Chidi. Kali kali muraka, kali kali muraka, wankete, 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 wanganinta. Amato mapoteti, amato mapoteti. Kali kali muraka, wankete, 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 wanganinta.
I love that one. The chosen school of Pularumpi is located on the Melville Island and is 100% Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander students. It has been made obvious from research that the school's philosophy is strongly built upon involving community, family, and culture, which when mixed with place-based pedagogies such as the 8 Ways approach to learning can enable the learners to achieve desired outcomes, making meaning of education, and gives them the skills to live a fulfilling life, whether that be on the island or entering the workforce over on mainland Australia. The Tiwi culture is at the forefront of all schooling activities, and the teachers at the school use this to engage and motivate students with several community activities, excursions onto country, and physical hands-on lessons, which aim at building a strong rapport with not only the students but also their families, which in turn decreases absenteeism and enables successful learning and teaching of literacy and numeracy. In this slide, I want to show you an amazing video of the students from Pularumpi School that made a song during a music lesson. This demonstrates the fun ways literacy and music are combined by the staff at Pularumpi School, where the kids are learning, performing, having fun and feeling included.
With big fat beats, it makes me wanna step my feet. Music makes me feel so good, it's so loud in the neighborhood. We listen to the jazz, rock and rap, and sweet reggae and pop. We listen to it in the record and on the radio. Everybody now.
The importance of being a culturally responsive teacher is paramount in understanding a student's needs, such as their cultural background and language. The ability to recognize these characteristics of individual learners will enable teachers to build connections, communicate, and shape a strong foundation for learning, where all students can participate and no one feels excluded or misunderstood. Pularumpi School does an exceptional job of recognizing and incorporating their students' cultural and linguistic backgrounds into every day by taking part in having the elders come into the school to share stories, memories, or demonstrations of traditional dance or activities, lessons on country, for example, down on the water's edge of ocean, learning about animals such as the green sea turtle that migrates to shore every year, community breakfasts where everyone is welcome, eating meals together, a lot of community fundraisers, and the dental and health mob coming for regular checkups as the Indigenous children are more susceptible to ear infections resulting in hearing loss. They also partake in excursions to the local museums to learn about culture and history. The incorporation of the 2 Ways learning approach is integrated into Pularumpi school programming, allowing the teachers and the learner to communicate effectively with both parties, listening and providing feedback, which establishes a connection between them and enables them to learn from one another. This is also achieved at Pularumpi School when they undertake group work and the students can learn from each other respectfully. This is also evident when they undertake the 8 Ways approach to learning, as a lot of their lessons are hands-on, involving community, culture, and history through examples such as the photo on the screen, where all the students are participating in a community walking event. And it is lovely to see how happy and excited they all look. The chosen year group for this presentation is the Foundation Year, and I'm starting off with a great book called Joshua and the Two Crabs, written and illustrated by First Nations author Joshua Button, and is a great resource for literacy, teaching, and learning. This book is about Joshua's fond memories of his past growing up in Broome, spending his weekends crabbing and fishing with family and friends. His vivid descriptions of his feelings and country all promote the value of family, culture, whilst being surrounded by the abundance of Australian flora and fauna. This book could be built into a lesson in foundation level English and HASS, and also linked into the cross-curriculum priority Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander Histories and Cultural Sustainability. The learning outcomes achieved through the use of this resource in accordance to the Australian curriculum are recognising that texts are created by authors who tell stories and share experiences that may be similar or different to students' own experiences, sharing feelings and thoughts about events and characters in text, and retell familiar literacy text through performance, use of illustrations and images. In saying that, this book could be used in the classroom by relating the story to the learner's own experiences on the weekends and what they do with their families or friends on country. Group work could be executed by asking a series of questions about the front cover and making predictions before starting. After the book is read, students can work together by picking out verbs, adjectives, etc. to make a fun lesson. Share experiences with each other of fishing or crabbing on the island, and also ask the elders to come and share their stories about similar activities. To evaluate these lessons and deeming them suitable for these students to achieve learning outcomes, teachers can undertake group discussions, spelling games, explosion charts, projects, reflections or recounts, and continuous observation during the task. Not only can this book be used for English and literacy, but it can also be used in a history and social science lesson, as it meets the curriculum criteria of recognising the places people live and belong to, their familiar features and why they are important to people, the Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander country or place on which a school is located, and why country and place is important to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, and thirdly, the reasons why some places are so special to people and how they can be looked after. To achieve this, students and teachers can locate Broome on a map or finding local areas for fishing and crabbing, determining what role fishing plays in the learner's own community, making self-interpreted ecosystems for a fish or a crab, make a trap for crabs or a fishing rod, excursions out onto country to see similar areas locally or discover why these areas are important. The evaluation of the HASS outcomes, teachers can assume that the evaluation is occurring at every stage by recurrent questioning and observations during the task, designate small group assignments or discussions, commence random pop quizzes, if the technology is available, online quizzes such as Kahoot, and asking the students questions to make sure they have enjoyed the task. Numeracy is also an important area of learning, and this video is a great resource for the teacher to watch before going into the classroom, as Dr. Chris Matthews is a renowned Indigenous educator and spokesman for enabling teachers and pre-service teachers to change the way we see and interpret mathematics. This video is a great tool for maths and gives teachers the knowledge to step away from standard numeracy pedagogy, especially when interacting with Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander students. He explains how maths is all around us, and instead of focusing on just numbers, we can focus on colours, shapes, patterns, which model and embed numeracy into land links, culture, experience, and families.
My name is Dr. Chris Matthews.